Hey horror fans, ever found yourself scrolling through Netflix, trying to find the perfect scary movie, but just can't decide? Well, you're in luck. It's 2025 and Netflix has dropped a ton of horror movies. Some fresh, some classics, but all guaranteed to send chills down your spine. So we've done the work for you, and now, without any further ado, let's dive right in. Number 10, Compliance. All right, we're kicking things off with a horror movie that's creepy in a totally different way. Compliance isn't your typical jump scare horror. It's a psychological nightmare based on a true story. And trust me, that makes it 10 times scarier.
I want you to clean, clean, clean.
The movie follows Sandra, played by Ann Dowd, a fast food manager who gets a phone call from someone claiming to be a
I
cop.
have a woman here saying one of your employees took money out of her purse.
What starts as a simple request spirals into something truly disturbing.
You don't realize what kind of trouble you're in.
Now, imagine you're in her shoes. Someone in authority is telling you to do things that feel wrong, but you go along with it anyway. How far would you go before questioning it?
He's saying he will have to take you to jail.
That's what makes this movie so unsettling. There's no ghost, no masked killer, just the terrifying power of manipulation.
I didn't do anything.
Compliance will mess with your head and leave you wondering how something like this could actually happen. If you're into slow burn psychological horror that sticks with you long after the credits roll, this one's a must-watch.
Becky, come with me.
I swear I didn't take anything.
You don't realize what kind of trouble you're in.
And speaking of messed up mind games, wait till you see what's next on the list. Number 9, His House. Now this one, it's horror with a purpose. His House follows a refugee couple trying to start over in England.
It's not me that needs convincing. You must not move from this address.
But their new home comes with something terrifying. And I don't mean bad plumbing or noisy neighbors. I mean actual nightmares creeping through the walls. Wunmi Mosaku plays Bol, a determined mother holding her family together, while Sope Dirisu is Idris, a husband struggling to move forward while their past refuses to stay buried.
Everything we went through to get here.
And let me tell you, the way this movie blends supernatural horror with real-life trauma, absolutely chilling. The house itself feels alive, like it's watching them, waiting for the right moment to strike. Shadows move where they shouldn't. Whispers echo through the halls, and every little creak feels like a warning.
What is that? Rats.
But the scariest part? The ghosts they're running from might not be the only thing haunting them.
I saw something in the dark.
This isn't just another haunted house story. It's about survival, guilt, and the things we carry with us, even when we try to leave them behind.
You went outside.
If you want horror that hits deep and actually makes you think, His House is the one to watch.
You don't wonder what it tells me.
All right, time to turn up the psychological terror, because the next one will mess with your head.
We are not going back.
Number 8, Gerald's Game.
This is gonna be good for us, Jess. Really good.
If you think being stuck in traffic is bad, imagine being handcuffed to a bed with no way out. Based on Stephen King's novel, Gerald's Game is pure psychological horror. It follows Jesse Burlingame, played masterfully by Carla Gugino, who ends up trapped and alone after what was supposed to be a romantic getaway goes horribly wrong.
Stop it! Are you playing?
And here's the thing. This isn't just about survival. Jesse's biggest fight isn't just against starvation or exhaustion. It's against her own mind. Her past, her trauma, her fears, all come creeping back as she struggles to escape.
Wasted screaming for neighbors that are half a mile away.
And the movie pulls you right into her nightmare. Tension off the charts. There are moments so intense they'll make you physically uncomfortable. And that scene, if you know, will haunt you long after the credits roll.
Back up!
If you love horror that messes with your head as much as your nerves, Gerald's Game is an absolute must-watch. Now, let's shift gears a little, because next, we're diving into a horror story that blends history, mystery, and pure nightmare fuel. Number 7, Under the Shadow. Imagine trying to survive a war and realizing something even darker is lurking in the shadows. Under the Shadow throws us into 1980s Tehran, where bombings are a daily threat and fear is already part of everyday life. But for Shida, played brilliantly by Narges Rashidi, there's something even worse than war creeping into her home. This film blends supernatural horror with real-world terror, making you question what's more frightening: the things we can see or the ones we can't. The way it slowly builds tension, using eerie silence and barely there movements in the background, will keep you on edge the entire time. And the best part? Under the Shadow doesn't just scare you, it makes you feel something. The fear, the desperation, the emotional weight of war and trauma, it all hits hard. If you love horror that sticks with you long after the credits roll, this is one you don't want to miss. Now, let's turn things up a notch, because next, we're diving into a dystopian nightmare where horror and survival collide. Number 6, The Platform. What if survival wasn't just about staying alive, but about how much you're willing to sacrifice? The Platform throws us into a dystopian nightmare, a vertical prison where food is rationed from top to bottom. Sounds fair? Well, not really. By the time it reaches the lower levels, there's barely anything left. Ivan Masag delivers a gripping performance as Goreng, a man trapped in this brutal system, trying to make sense of the madness. Alongside him, Antonia San Juan as Miharu adds a haunting presence that keeps you guessing. The horror here isn't just the starvation, desperation, or violence. It's the way the film forces you to confront society's harshest truths. Who do you become when the rules are stripped away? If you love psychological horror with deep social commentary, this is an absolute must-watch. It'll leave you disturbed, fascinated, and thinking about it for days. From a dystopian nightmare to an origin story filled with mystery, transformation, and pure terror, let's dive into our next pick. Number 5, Pearl.
Make me the biggest star the world has ever known.
Ever wondered how a villain is made? Pearl gives us a front row seat to the slow, chilling transformation of a woman with big dreams and even bigger demons. Mia Goth absolutely owns the role of Pearl, a small-town girl who craves fame, freedom, and a life beyond the farm. But when things don't go her way, we start to see her true nature emerge.
I'm a star!
This isn't just a horror movie. It's a character study wrapped in unsettling beauty. The bright, colorful cinematography contrasts perfectly with the darkness creeping inside Pearl's mind, making every scene feel like you're watching something horrifically beautiful.
Good person.
If you loved X or just enjoy psychological horror that gets under your skin, Pearl is a must-watch. It's eerie, emotional, and delivers one of the most haunting monologues in horror history. Now, let's turn up the intensity with a film that blends horror and Western action into something brutal, bloody, and unforgettable. Number 4, Bone Tomahawk. Imagine a movie that perfectly mashes up the raw grit of a Western with the nail-biting terror of horror.
I've killed more Indians than everyone here put together.
That's exactly what Bone Tomahawk delivers. Kurt Russell stars as Sheriff Franklin Hunt, a no-nonsense lawman who leads a fearless crew on a mission to rescue their town from a brutal, unspeakable threat. This film isn't your typical horror flick. It's filled with pulse-pounding action scenes and heart-stopping confrontations that have you on the edge of your seat. When Sheriff Hunt goes head-to-head with an enemy that's as ruthless as it gets, the tension is palpable, blending raw courage with sheer desperation in a way that's unlike anything you've seen before. If you're looking for a film that packs a punch with its blend of Western flair, horror intensity, and relentless action, Bone Tomahawk is the one. Kurt Russell's performance brings a rugged energy that keeps you hooked from start to finish. Number 3, A Quiet Place Part 2. Number 2, The Menu. Imagine sitting down for a dinner experience that's anything but ordinary. The Menu takes you on a wild ride where horror meets dark comedy in the most unexpected
Salt.
way.
Protein.
We're eating the ocean.
Are you crying?
In this film, Anya Taylor-Joy stars as Margot, a guest who finds herself trapped in a luxurious restaurant with secrets darker than the night. Alongside her, Nicholas Hoult plays Tyler, a character who ramps up the intrigue and tension with every twist.
It's one of his classics.
How do they get these?
It's not good.
You have to try the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouth.
Every course in the meal comes with a shocking surprise that keeps you guessing and laughing at the same time. The film cleverly blends biting humor with moments of sheer terror, creating an atmosphere where you're never quite sure what's coming next. It's like being on a roller coaster where every dish is a new, twisted thrill.
Outside.
What the hell is going on?
If you're tired of the same old horror formulas, The Menu offers a fresh, unpredictable experience that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die today.
Yes.
It's entertaining, thought-provoking, and filled with enough suspense to make every moment count.
He's a storyteller.
And finally, after a journey that took us through psychological terror, brutal action, and spine-chilling silence, we're about to hit the peak of horror. Let's move on to our final pick. Number 1, Hereditary. Now, we've reached the pinnacle of our horror journey. Hereditary is a deep dive into the dark secrets of the Graham family, a film that truly messes with your mind.
My mom died a week ago.
Toni Collette stars as Annie Graham, a mother who must watch her family unravel as long-buried secrets and a mysterious curse start to emerge. Every moment in Hereditary is packed with unexpected twists and heart-pounding tension. The film takes you on a relentless ride through layers of trauma, family secrets, and supernatural forces that seem almost unstoppable. Toni Collette's performance as Annie is absolutely mesmerizing. She perfectly blends raw emotion and sheer terror, making every scene feel like a battle between hope and utter despair.
I don't like this. Dad, I don't like this.
If you're looking to end this horror marathon with a film that not only scares you, but also leaves a lasting impact on your mind and soul, Hereditary is a must-see. It combines psychological dread, supernatural chills, and intense family drama into one unforgettable experience. One that will keep haunting you long after the credits roll. All right, that's a wrap on our list of the best horror movies on Netflix right now. I hope you're ready to crank up the scares and dive into some seriously creepy flicks. If you enjoyed this terror-filled journey, be sure to smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more movie picks that hit all the right notes. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.